Good evening all. Today we are going to discuss about coordination chapter, brain. So in that, brain is important part in our body. First, brain. What is the weight of a human being's brain? So average weight of the human being brain is 1400 grams per adults. So if you observe, there we have some differences. So if you observe in male, we have 1375 grams of weight, and next if you see female has 1275 grams of the weight of the brain. Next if you see average, if you observe the weight of the body, if you compare brain and weight of the body, 2% of the weight of our body is equals to our brain weight. Next, if you have energy in our body, so 20% of energy will be consumed by our brain. So this is about the introduction about brain. So if you see, brain is located in a bony box-like structure called as cranium. Where it is located? Cranium. Right. There is a bony box-like structure in our head. Right. So in this cranium, we have three layers. What three layers? Brain is protected by three layers. So those three layers are called as meninges. What it is called as? Meninges, three layers. So in these three layers, 1, 2, 3, like these three layers, between these layers, we have a space. That space is filled with fluid. That fluid is called as cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, right. Next, whenever we observe the nerves are, what is the length of the nerves? They are nearly 90 centimeters to 100 centimeters long. So whenever the nerves are traveling from upper part to lower part, so here we have myelinated sheath. So there is a sheath covering the nerves. Those are called myelinated sheath. That myelinated sheath contains what? Fatty acids. Fatty sheath. Because of that fatty sheath, they are going to looking like as a gray matter. So this gray matter is peripheral, is nothing but sides. Both sides we have gray matter, but exactly in the middle of the brain, what we have? White matter. So like this, peripheral sides means these sides are, and exactly in the center, what we have? White matter. Opposite. If we observe in our brain, we have three parts, or we can call it as three divisions. So what are the three divisions? So first, brain is divided into three parts: forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Forebrain. Again, forebrain is divided into three divisions. What are they? Olfactory lobes. C, cerebrum. And D, Diencephalon. So these are the three divisions we can observe in the forebrain. Next, if you observe midbrain contains only optic lobes. What it contains? It consists of optic lobes. Next, hindbrain. Again, hindbrain also divided into two. What is that? Cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Cerebellum and medulla oblongata. So to remember this, I can give you one trick. What is that? OCD, OCM. What is that? OCD, OCM. So this OCD is there in forebrain, and O is in midbrain, and also these two are in hindbrain. So like this, FMH. What they have? OCD, O and CM. OCD, OCM. So remember this trick to get the information about it. Continue. Alright. So now we are going to discuss about the divisions of forebrain and those functions. So olfactory lobes. Olfactory lobes are the first part of the forebrain. So it is club shaped. Club is nothing but what? Cylindrical shape. Okay. So what is the function of this olfactory lobes? Sense of smell. smell is under the control of this part of the brain. Next, second part, cerebrum. Cerebrum is located between the olfactory lobes and diencephalon. So cerebrum is the, again it is divided into two hemispheres. Two hemispheres, those are called cerebral hemispheres, are nothing but lobes. So this here in these hemispheres we can observe gyri and sulci. Elevations are there like this. This elevation and depressions are there. These elevations are called gyri and this depression is called sulci. Gyri and sulci. 2 marks question. Sometimes they may ask what is mean by gyri and what is mean by sulci. So elevations in the cerebral hemisphere is called gyri and the depressions in the hemisphere is called sulci. These two are filled with a fluid called as corpus collosum. What it is called as? Corpus collosum. Right. Next, diencephalon. Sorry. Before going to that, cerebrum. What is the functions of cerebrum? Functions. What are the functions? Memory, thinking, perception. Memory, thinking, perception, speech is also under the control of this. Who is that part? Cerebrum is the part which is responsible for the memory, thinking, perception and speech. Next part, diencephalon. Diencephalon is a rhomboidal shape present in the brain and it is between the cerebrum and midbrain. Next part what? Midbrain. So this rhomboidal shape of diencephalon again divided into thalamus and hypothalamus. Thalamus and hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is contains pituitary gland. What gland? Pituitary gland. This pituitary gland is called as master gland. So that is why this hypothalamus is called as center for master gland. Okay na? What is the master gland in pituitary gland? Nearly 7 hormones are released by this and all the endocrine glands in our body is controlled by only gland very small in size like peanut. You know peanut? Very small in size like this much only. But it can control all the endocrine glands. Okay? What is mean by endocrine gland? Ductless glands who are not having pipes. Those are all come under ductless glands. Is nothing but endocrine system. So that endocrine system is controlled by this part of the brain. That is what? Hypothalamus. Right? Next, what is the function of diencephalon? Here you can observe angry, hungry, okay na? Sleep, water balance. These are all under the control of this diencephalon. This is the part where angry, hungry, sleep, water balance is under the control of brain. Observe diencephalon. What are the functions of diencephalon? Hungry, angry, happiness, BP, blood pressure and body temperature. Then not only that, sleep also under the control of this diencephalon. Then after, sensory impulses also under the control of diencephalon. Okay na? Next part of the brain is second part, midbrain. So midbrain, it is lies between or nothing but located between diencephalon and hindbrain. So here midbrain is located in between these two. So this is also stalk-like structure. What like structure? Stalk-like structure. Stalk-like structure in the brain. And it is responsible for motor impulses. What is mean by motor impulses? The instructions which are given by the brain to spinal cord. So in our brain what we have? Cerebral cortex. So that cerebral cortex is giving information to spinal cord. That is called motor impulses. And also whatever the instructions are given by the spinal cord to brain is nothing but what they are called sensory impulses. Sensations. Okay. Sensory impulses also under the control of this. Next, it is also center for sight and hearing. It is in mid one, sight and hearing. Next part, hindbrain. Last part of the brain is called what? Hindbrain. Third part in our brain. So hindbrain consists of again two. What are the? Cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. This is last part, oblongata. Right? Cerebellum. Cerebellum is coordinating with cerebrum. So here we have cerebrum. No? Cerebrum, whatever the instructions are given by the cerebrum is coordinated by this cerebellum. All the voluntary actions are under the control of this cerebellum, and it is coordinating with the cerebrum. Okay na? So functions, what are the functions of this cerebellum? So here if you see muscle tone, equilibrium, both sides are same, not like pushpa. If you see somewhat there is a difficult, but here what we have, cerebellum coordinates equilibrium, both sides are maintaining the balance in our body, that is called equilibrium. Muscle tone, what is mean by muscle tone? Your skin or muscles are attached with bones, so that is what muscle tone. Equilibrium, muscle tone, and posture while you are doing yoga, so that yoga postures also under the control of this cerebellum. Next part, last part of the brain is called medulla oblongata. This medulla oblongata is last part, and it is functioning. What the function? It is triangular in shape. What shape it is having? Triangular shape. Okay na? Right. This triangular shaped medulla oblongata is also controlling vasomotor actions. What I mean by vasomotor actions? Maintaining diameter or alter in the blood vessels. So if we observe blood vessels like this, so blood is moving inside, so the space, empty space has to be maintained or not. So that is what vasomotor actions. And some reflexes, what are they? Coughing, cough, sneeze, vomiting. Okay na? Cough, sneeze, vomiting are also under the control of this medulla oblongata. Okay na? This is a shortcut form of your total brain and its parts. We can expect this question in this 2024 March examination. So all the students, please listen carefully in practicing. We may